Alex, I said last week was not a protect your record week, and somehow I came out on the good side, 5-3. How about it? 45, 48, and 2 on the season, 47%. The profit zone is tangible. It's tantalizing. It's there for us for the taking.
It is right there. We are twinsies right now because I'm at 47.4%, same as you. I'm 37, 41, and 1 on the year. Last week, 2 and 4 for me. So the last 2 weeks, I'm 5 and 8, sub 500 after 3 weeks in a row, above 500. You and I both know these come in fits and starts, and you can't take the whole world all at once. That's fine. We're going to trust the process, and we are going to win back some money this week, in my humble opinion. I want to start in the AFC North with my Pittsburgh Steelers, who I have bet on pretty well this year, but did lose some money on with the Bills last Sunday night. I'm betting against the Steelers this week, Richard. Bengals plus 13 at minus 115. Had to eat some bad juice for it. The Steelers offense is in a bad place right now. The offensive line has not been able to generate really any push in the run game for weeks, months now. So they are relying entirely on the quick passing game. And the problem with that is that, and I'm curious what you think about this, I don't know if Ben Roethlisberger is just old or hurt or both, but it is very clear that every ball that comes out of his hand practically is a dead duck from the time it leaves his hand. The Cincinnati defense is not good, but it's been better than it has at points this season. I do not think the Bengals will win this game, of course, because I don't know how they're going to score against that Pittsburgh defense. But I also don't think the Steelers are really running it up in this game because Ben is just not in a good place. And I'm concerned as a Steelers fan about his future for sure.
I think it's quite clear that the elbow injury is still, I don't know if bothering him is the right way to say it. I think that the elbow injury has sapped some arm strength from him. And I think because he has lesser arm strength, I think they have architected this offense around a quarterback who cannot push the ball vertically consistently. This is very, very different than the Bruce Arians, the triple B's sort of era of Steelers football. Very, very different. I think because of that, right now you're seeing an offense that, and obviously the receivers have to catch the ball there, but there's an offense that lacks a deep threat and a vertical element. And when you've got that, you've got defenses that can just come downhill at your ass, and it doesn't matter. And I know that is something they're struggling with. Be that as it may, I'm taking over 40 in this game, which is a risky play, I get, but 40 is a number that's hard for me to pass on, which is kind of
a low number. It's
a very, very low number. And I'm sure that our friends in the desert are telling us something by setting it there. And I have fallen into the honeypot potentially by taking it at 40, but here we sit, 40. Here we go.
Here we sit. Another, risky play. I'm betting on the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Buccaneers this weekend.
I would advise you against doing such things.
Yeah, I know. And here I am anyway. Falcons plus 6. Tampa's defense has been really, really hit or miss lately. Obviously, not everyone is going to move the ball on them like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill did, but they have still really over the last 3 weeks to a month not played well. Over the last 3 weeks, they are a bottom 3 defense in the NFL by EPA per play, expected points added. You and I both love that stat. The Falcons offense is a malleable object, not always, not even often great. But I think that against a defense that is playing not as well as it was, they can score enough to cover here. But I do want to see some Russell Gage at quarterback. He threw this wide receiver for the Falcons, Russell Gage, threw the best pass in the NFL last week. It was shocking, like nothing I've ever seen before. So Falcons plus 6.
I do think Patrick Mahomes will be throwing the best pass in the of the NFL week this season in the Superdome when the Chiefs go to New Orleans to play the Saints. I'm taking the Chiefs -3. I think the Chiefs are the better team. I'm not even sure who's going to play right now quarterback. I think Drew Brees might come back basically. Regardless, Chiefs -3. I don't even think we really need to talk through that much. I think the Saints defense is really good, but at the end of the day, it will come down to the best team in the NFL being fairly unstoppable.
I just overlooked this line. I may or may not go back and hit that later because the Chiefs by not more than a field goal against anybody in football, in any environment is like, okay, yeah, I'm interested in that.
Because people keep on saying like, oh, they found the blueprint to stop the Chiefs, like da. No. It's kind of weird that every team that has the blueprint to stop the Chiefs doesn't actually win the game.
What is the blueprint to stop the Chiefs?
I don't know.
Have a bunch of great players and a perfect scheme. Tremendous. Browns and Giants for me. I'm taking the Giants +5 in this game. Folks, the Browns defense, it's bad. It's very bad. Did you see what Baltimore did to them on the ground and through the air on Monday Night Football? After the Ravens, mind you, really had not played all together in like a month because COVID has been rampaging through that facility. But they just put the Browns in a paper shredder. They were completely unstoppable. I am not a big Daniel Jones guy. You, I don't think, are a big Daniel Jones guy, though maybe I'm not. Maybe there's things I don't know about you. But I just don't think that the Browns defense is particularly up to winning games by more than 3 or 4 right now against a team that has a pulse and that has a good defense, decent defense in its own right. So I think Daniel Jones is going to deliver us a cover with some help from the Giants defense at Giants +5.
So here's the thing about Daniel Jones. It's only Wednesday, but I'm not so sure Daniel Jones is going to play in this game. He was hurt coming into the Cardinals game. They said earlier today that they found another lower leg injury, and his status for this game is in doubt. And that is why I fired on Browns -5. So I'm Riverside you on this. I think the Browns are going to win this game, and I think the Browns can do it pretty comfortably, particularly if Daniel Jones is out. The Giants did not acquit themselves very well against the Cardinals on Sunday. They only scored 7 points. I know that the Browns defense is not exactly the 85 Bears, but that Browns offense is really, really good. And I think can get them over the line here to win this game by, almost a touchdown, if not more.
That's fine. I like conflict. We don't have a lot of conflict where we're picking diametrically opposite things this season, but it spices things up when we do. 49ers and Cowboys over 45 points for me in this game. Obviously, the offenses are not very good. 49ers defense is really good. I think that's why the total is fairly low. But I am comfortable with it going over for a few reasons. A, climate-controlled stadium. Need that in December. B, Cowboys move at a very fast pace. I don't mean they have particularly fast players. I mean that in terms of the time that elapses between plays, they get in more plays than most teams in the NFL. In fact, than every team in the NFL in terms of time between plays. And C, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Andy Dalton, I don't know if you've watched him. I'm not sure why you would, unless it was Thanksgiving Day. He's playing well. Like, he has been a slightly above average NFL quarterback over the last month. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I mean it.
That's very Andy Dalton of him.
It is. He is moving this offense in 2020. He is making difficult passes, even if he's not throwing the ball particularly far through the air. And he has had a nice little career revival here as a backup in Dallas. I think that with a lot of work on his part, I think we can get to over 45, have at least 46 points scored in this game.
All right, Battle of the Birds. I got the Eagles +7. Jalen Hurts show against Kyler Murray and company, the Cardinals. I don't know. The Eagles, obviously they beat the Saints last week, but the Eagles are playing, I'm not going to call it good football. I'm going to call it rejuvenated football.
It's football.
With Jalen Hurts as their quarterback. It is actual football, despite
playing.
what Carson Wentz was doing for the balance of the season so far. Because of that, I like the Eagles here. It's a big number. It's a big NFL number, and because of that, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the underdog here because underdogs doing well against the spread in general in the NFL this season. So let's take my chance here with the dog.
It's a fun little 2017 season Orange Bowl rematch there between Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray. Looking forward to it. For me, Seattle and Washington under 44.5 in Landover this weekend. Things have kind of shifted for the Seahawks. Like at the beginning of the year, this was this awesome offense paired with the defense that could not stop a nosebleed. That's not what's happening right now. The offense has stagnated somewhat. Defense has played a little bit better, actually a lot better as the season's gone on. They've really moved up to be about an average unit over the last month. And if you want to hear a secret, you know who's been the best defense in football the last month? And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but it's true according to EPA and a number of other stats that we like to track. The Washington freaking football team has had the best.
They got the best front. They got the best front seven in football, man.
Chase Young should be not only defensive rookie of the year, but should be like mayor of Landover or Ashburn or whichever city he wants to be, where the football team has a presence. I don't know. Alex Smith not playing well. I do not know what Dwayne Haskins did to Ron Rivera to deserve to get no chance whatsoever here. But I think that despite Alex Smith's shortcomings, we can have enough points in this game. 45.
He also might be hurt.
Plus the total.
Yeah,
but it's like whoever's a quarterback for Washington, I'm not sure that I see a lot of difference. I think the big thing, and the reason, that I like the under in this game is that, like, if whether Alex Smith is playing or whether it's Haskins or Kyle Allen or whoever, I just think that the defenses are so much better than the offenses that we're going to be fine at under 44.5.
So I actually bought this up to 45
Okay.
because I don't plan. I bought this up to 45 because I don't plan on getting screwed by a field goal and weird math. But I also am on the under here. So the under 45 minus 119 on the juice. It's not taking it too bad on the chin. It is what it is. But I too agree with you and think that both these defenses will rule the day. But no defensive touchdowns. There was a defensive touchdown against the 49ers.
Sure.
We can't have that.
We can't have that. We absolutely can't have that. That's a crushing thing to watch anytime you have an under. I'm finishing with an over. Texans and Colts over 51. Right now, two good offenses, two not very good defenses. The Texans kind of fell apart at Soldier Field last week, but they still have Deshaun Watson, and they can still give up points in bunches. And baby, we love that when we were talking about overs. I think Deshaun will be better than he was in that game. Had to be kind of humbling for him to lose to Mitchell Trubisky in that way. Also, Phillip Rivers is 100. Like, he's so old, but he is playing at a solidly above average level, showing great longevity. I'm a believer there in his ability to move the ball against this particular Houston defense. And to get us maybe even somewhere into the mid 50s. I really feel like 51 is a pretty out of place total for this game. We'll see if I'm right.
All right. My last play of the day is going to be Patriots and Dolphins. I took the Fins minus 124 on the money line instead of taking them as a -1 favorite. The juice at the place where I play, it was pretty negligible. It was minus 119 for them as a -1 favorite. It's minus 124 at the money line. I'll take the money line to try to avoid the push because I think that the Dolphins are going to win this game. The Patriots have struggled against teams with a pulse this season so far, particularly in the last few weeks. The Rams beat them over the head on Thursday night. I know the Patriots going to have 10 days to get ready for this game, but I don't know. I don't see it with the Patriots. I'm not trying to sit here and say, oh, they're the Patriots, so you have to sort of so you have to give them a blank check and give them carte blanche to figure it out. It is December 16th as we record this video, Alex. It's week 15. Like, if you haven't figured it out, you haven't figured it out.
Probably not gonna. This has been a bizarre year in a lot of ways. I think that maybe the most bizarre thing is that you bet money line on the Dolphins against the Patriots, and you are giving up juice. You are at negative juice for the Miami Dolphins to beat the New England Patriots. I really can't believe it. Let's make some money though, eh?
Miami Dolphins, #1. Let's have a good week, Alex. Let's get this spread.